Dear student, today I would like to discuss about the concept of hybridization. The concept of hybridization. So this concept of hybridization was developed by Linus Pauling. The concept of hybridization was developed by Linus Pauling in 1931. 1931. Mostly, the concept of hybridization is mostly useful to explain the structures of molecules. Structures of molecules. So first, we will define hybridization. So what is the definition of hybridization? Intermixing. Intermixing of atomic orbitals. So intermixing of atomic orbitals of almost similar energy. Intermixing of atomic orbitals of almost similar energy combine with each other. So they combine with each other to form equal number of hybrid orbitals. Equal number of hybrid orbitals. So that means those atomic orbitals which are having almost similar energy, those atomic orbitals combine with each other to form equal number of hybrid orbitals. Suppose if I am considering one s orbital, when it is combining with one p orbital, so they combine with each other to form two sp hybrid orbitals. Two sp hybrid orbitals. So this process in which the atomic orbitals combine to form equal number of hybrid orbitals. So this phenomenon is known as hybridization. This phenomenon is known as hybridization. So if you see the features of hybridization. So what are the salient features of hybridization? If you see the number of hybrid orbitals, the number of hybrid orbitals formed will be equal to the number of atomic orbitals combined. Atomic orbitals combined. So that means what does it indicate? That means the number of atomic orbitals that are combining with each other, that will be equal to the number of hybrid orbitals formed. Second, these hybrid orbitals that are formed will be having similar energy. So these are the salient features of hybridization. So what are the necessary conditions for hybridization? So what are the conditions for hybridization? So the orbitals, that means the atomic orbitals which are present in valence shell. So that means those atomic orbitals which are present in valence shell participate in hybridization. That means only valence shell, the orbitals which are present in valence shell only participate in hybridization. Those atomic orbitals that are participating in hybridization, they have similar energy. Those atomic orbitals which are participating in hybridization, they have similar energy. And only unpaired electrons which are present in the valence shell does not participate. That means it is not, there is no rule that only half-filled orbitals participate in hybridization. Empty orbitals or completely filled orbitals also can participate in hybridization. So these are the necessary conditions. That means only half-filled orbitals which are present in valence shell, they only does not participate in hybridization. So those orbitals which are having completely filled orbitals as well as empty orbitals also can participate in hybridization. So that is about the necessary conditions of hybridization. Next, we'll discuss about the different types of hybridization. So how many types of hybridizations are there? How many types of hybridization? So there are different types of hybridizations. So first one is a sp hybridization. Second one, sp2 hybridization. Third one, sp3 hybridization. Fourth one, sp3d hybridization. Fifth one, sp3d2 hybridization. Sixth one, sp3d3 hybridizations. So these are the different types of hybridizations that we are having in our syllabus. Next, we will discuss about the formula for finding hybridization. So what is the formula for finding hybridization for inorganic compounds? So this is half into B plus M minus C plus A. This is the formula, best formula for finding hybridization in inorganic compounds. So I will explain the terms that are involved in this formula. B is equal to, that is valence electrons of central atom. Valence electrons of central atom. B represents. Next, M represents monovalent atoms. Mono means single. Monovalent atoms. So that means, so we can represent 1A and 7th A or first group and 17th group. Why we are considering 1A and 7th A means 1A group or first group, they always lose one electron for attaining stability. Whereas the 7th A or 17th group elements, they always try to gain one electron for attaining stability. So that is about M. Next, C. C represents charge of cation. C represents charge of cation. And A represents charge of anion. Charge of anion. So now I will give one simple example to find out the hybridization using this formula. So best example we know, that is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. So how to find out the carbon hybridization of the central atom that is in carbon dioxide? So use the formula, that is half into, what is the valence electrons of central atom? What is the central atom? That is carbon. We know that carbon belongs to 14th group or 4th A group. So that means it is having 4 valence electrons. Plus another atom is oxygen. Oxygen is not monovalent atom, it is a divalent atom. So 0. Number of monovalent atoms are 0. Minus 0 plus 0. Why I am using here 0? Because charge of cation, C represents, where A is charge of anion. But here carbon dioxide is a neutral molecule, it does not have any charge. So I am indicating by 0. So half into 4 plus 0 minus 0 plus 0. So that means 4 by 2. That is 2. 2 means what? 1 s orbital and 1 p orbital. So that is a sp hybridization. sp hybridization in the case of SO2. In the case of SO2. So that is how we calculate the hybridization. Next, I will take another example, that is SF6. SF6, that is sulfur hexafluoride. Sulfur hexafluoride. What is the central atom in SF6? That is sulfur. So I'm using this formula, that is half into sulfur belongs to 6th A group or 16th group. So we are having 6 valence electrons. Plus we know that fluorine is 17th group element, that it is a monovalent atom. So how many monovalent atoms are there? So 6. So 6 plus 6 minus 0 plus 0. Understood? So this 6 represents the valence electrons of central atom, that is sulfur. So sulfur has 6 valence electrons. Next, fluorine is a monovalent atom which is belonging to 17th group. So how many monovalent atoms are there? 6 monovalent atoms are there. So 6 plus 6 minus 0 plus 0. That means total we are getting 12 by 2. So 12 by 2 means 6. 6 means what? 1 s orbital, 3 p orbitals, and 2 d orbitals. So the hybridization of sulfur in SF6 is a sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization. So that is about the formula for finding what you call hybridization. Suppose I will consider one molecule which is having charge, that is ammonium ion, NH4 plus ion. So I want to calculate the hybridization for nitrogen in ammonia. So what is the central atom here? Nitrogen. So how to calculate the hybridization? So half into. We know that nitrogen belongs to 5th group, that means 15th group. So 5 valence electrons will be there. So hydrogen is also a monovalent atom. So 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 minus. Next, C. C is the charge of cation. So plus C is nothing but cation. So 1 plus 0, because anion, ammonium ion is a positively charged ion. So cation charge will be there, anion charge will not be there. So now 4 minus 1, 3. 3 plus 5, 8. So that is 8 by 2. 8 by 2 means 4. 4 means 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals. So 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals. So this is the hybridization in the case of ammonia. Ammonium ion, NH4 plus ion. Now we'll see or we will discuss about one hybridization, that is sp hybridization. sp hybridization. So what is sp hybridization? So here, so how do we define sp hybridization? In which, in this case, 1 s orbital combines with 1 p orbital to form equal number of hybrids. So 1 s orbital and 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. So we are getting 2 sp hybrid orbitals. So 1 s orbital is combining with 1 p orbital to form 2 sp hybrid orbitals. So that is a hybridization of sp. In that sp hybridization, what is the percentage of s character? You see the percentage of s character, that is 50%. So both are same, 1 s orbital and 1 p orbital. So if you are considering the percentage of p character, percentage of P character, that is 50%. So equal percentage will be there. Equal percentage of S character and equal percentage of P character. So those molecules which are undergoing sp hybridization, so they generally they have linear structure. So those molecules which are undergoing sp hybridization, so they generally undergo sp hybridization and the bond angle will be 180 degrees. The bond angle will be 180 degrees. So that is a general case. So when we draw the structure of the hybrid orbital, so this is s orbital. And next, one p orbital is combined. So this is one p orbital. We know that s orbital is spherical in shape. S orbital is spherical in shape and p orbital is dumbbell in shape. So one s orbital and one p orbital will combine with each other. So initially they combine like this, one s orbital and one p orbital. So they combine with each other to form two sp hybrid orbitals. So this is the two sp hybrid orbitals. So these are two sp hybrid orbitals. Two sp hybrid orbitals. So if you consider an example for this sp hybridization, that is beryllium chloride. The best example for this is beryllium chloride. So that is about. So we will discuss about the other hybridizations in the next class.